Hi Zach. So lesson one's on the left hand side, lesson two's on the right hand side here from today. So just running through the importance of getting the backswing in a structure that's repeatable and obviously gives you a little bit more consistency. So I'm just gonna move it at the different positions in the swing. So if we go from position number one on both sides here. So if as I move you into position number two here, this is here, there's not a huge difference. All we've done, just trying to feel that you get a little bit more depth early on with that lead arm, so it just moves a little bit more inward. Other than that, we haven't really changed too much. Again, just feeling that the left shoulder just gets a little bit more down, the feeling of pushing it a little bit more down in the back, in that movement from one to two. But here's where the sort of main positions start to change now. So from here now, because you had such a strong grip, it enables you to get a lot of sort of wrist extension in that left wrist. And again, you can see then the right arm really starts to bend. The club face gets very, very open at the top of the swing, and you're in a position at the top here where it's not that you couldn't recover from there. It just makes it very difficult, and the club face again gets very, very open. Obviously due to that very strong grip and just getting so much set in the wrists. So all we've done, we've just given you a little bit more of a flatter feeling in the left wrist, a much more a position at the top of the swing really that you've got a lot better chance of returning the club face effectively back to the ball. You can see the two main ones. Stop you in this position, which is the top of the swing, versus the one on the left hand side here where the club gets very much across. Just a pity we can't see the face here. And then again the face on the way down, very, very open. Very difficult from here now to get the sweet spot of the club onto the back of the ball. You can see from the one from today now, you get this lovely sort of shallowing motion with the shaft, so it starts to fall behind. And it's a totally different position on the way down. So I'm kind of putting you in roughly the same position here, where the left arm's just a little bit lower than the right. Again, so all the way down into the ball now, we get the balance point of the club just staying nicely behind the hands all the way down. Okay, into this position here. So if we play them in full swings or up to the top versus the one here now, just totally different. So this is, from a visual, this is the same position as this one on the left hand side. Okay, the only other thing we just gave you a little bit is taking the flex out of this trail knee here, so you can see the one on the right, the right leg is a little bit straighter. It just enables you to keep all your sort of tilts a little bit better. But really self-explanatory. To go from the one on the left versus the one on the right is totally different. And then I think, obviously the biggest sort of misconception would be there now that you would lose speed. So what I've done is I've just brought in the TrackMan data from what we did, and if I go back to the start of the session where this was ball number 6, it was a reasonable shot. So you've got it 102, but in terms of numbers, it's not desirable, especially with sort of attack angle and how much loft you've got on there for a 6-iron. And then with the club head speed, which is the main one I wanted to show you at 61, to now go to pretty much, I think it was almost the last ball that you hit. It was actually this one, so number ball 47 of the lesson. You can see now how everything just drops down and becomes a lot more neutral. And obviously this is the ball flight here, and then the club head speed actually increased. You increase this by 7 miles an hour. The average that you increased was probably more like 10 miles an hour. So a huge difference from this to this, but actually now being allowed to sort of let the club accelerate in the right positions or in the correct positions, so that the speed effectively is developed at the bottom of the ball. Massive improvement. We'll keep going through the winter, and come the spring, I think we'll be flying. Great work.